This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on lrodvinetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on lrodvinetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to lrodvinetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Thirsty Topics. I'm Lawrence Elrod.
And I am Meryl Climo.
Hey, Meryl. How are you doing this week?
I'm really good. How about you?
I am doing fantastic. A little bit chilly out there, but that's okay. It's still pretty nice. I can't complain. How's the weather by you?
I'm so jealous. It's like too warm. It's genuinely hitting 90 degrees some of these days.
Wow, really?
Yes. Yeah, and it's not fair because we've been trying to look at Halloween houses and like all the decor and the pumpkin spice and everything, and it's like not fun when it's 90 degrees out.
Hey, you want to trade? We got 40-something degree weather here.
Yes. I wish we could all trade for like a week because I want a cold weather for like 1 week of wearing a sweater.
Only 1 week?
Yeah, just 1 week. And I feel like 1 week of snow and I'm good to go. That sounds like a haiku, but it's not.
Well, talking about good to go, what's the topic on your list today?
Oh, man. Okay, I picked this one. I'm sure you've heard about it. Thieves stole crown jewels in 4 minutes from the Louvre Museum in France. I don't know if you've ever been there, but like in a minutes-long strike on Sunday inside the world's most visited museum, thieves rode a basket lift up the Louvre's facade, forced a window open, smashed display cases, and fled with the priceless Napoleon jewels, officials said. The daylight heist only took about 30 minutes after opening, and then visitors were already inside. Now, I think this is just so funny. So we were there. We went once, and the funniest thing is that we didn't have that much time. Like, my boyfriend and I were there right when it was closing. So we were laughing at all the memes that said, like, if you're able to do the Louvre in 7 minutes, you should take whatever you want, because that was pretty much our experience, where we were like, got it, Mona Lisa, okay, perfect. so, but I feel like this is something out of like an Ocean's 11 or something, you know, where it seems like a heist happened, they did pull it off, and people were saying that like there was insiders that were watching, and people from the employees were watching, and I just thought this was like kind of crazy.
Well, I agree. And, you know, I saw the story too, and I'm sitting there, there's a few things that crossed my mind. One, how is it that you can have this gigantic ladder going up to the second floor of a building on a major street and no one noticed that?
Right? You would think that of all the technology that people can use to like have alarm systems and just facial recognition and everything, you would think this would have like the highest security out there.
Oh, exactly. And then, you know, they were saying, I heard different times, they got in and out in 7 minutes, they got in and out in 4 minutes and all this stuff. And then they actually interviewed this person who used to be a jewelry robber. No longer is he a jewelry robber, wink, wink. At least that's what he says.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, these guys are amateurs, you know, and, you know, they made a lot of mistakes. And here's the thing. They haven't caught these people yet. So I know I couldn't pull off what they did. So, you know, they kind of know something.
Exactly. And I do feel bad, too, because they said that one of the crowns, which is so funny, too, because I'll have to, if we get like, if we have the ability to put up a screen or something, I'll show you the picture that we have of the said crown. Because, like, my boyfriend Jack just wanted to show that we were there. So he was like, okay, this crown, like, we have the picture of the crown that was it was reportedly recovered broken, which is very sad. It was an emerald set imperial crown of Napoleon III's wife, Empress Eugene. It contained more than 1,300 diamonds. And so I feel like that's just sad for everyone, like, recovering something and breaking it. And to me, it's like pure greed and just not very nice.
Was it one of the ones that were stolen or one of the ones that they dropped?
I think one of the ones that they took and then, yeah, they just kind of left it.
Okay. And I know they were saying that it would be pretty much impossible to kind of pawn it the way it is. So they're probably going to break them into pieces to get rid of
Yeah,
it.
what if they brought it into a thrift store and they were like, I don't know, we just got this as at our company as like a great job we did. But then I also think too, if you watch any of the news stories on this, the French people are so funny about they're just like unbothered and they don't really care. They're kind of like, okay, whatever.
Mhm.
And I can't believe there's already visitors inside too.
Really? I thought they had that blocked off.
They ushered them out, but there were already visitors inside when this was happening. Like
Oh, yeah.
they quickly ushered everyone out, and of course they're trying to also make it seem like, okay, we're going to ask everyone to leave right now. Nothing's going on, but of course you're there. And in my mind, of course, in this day and age, you're thinking like, what's about to happen? Is there a bombing? Is there a shooting? Like there's
Mhm.
such crazy stuff going on that to me, if I was getting asked to leave the Louvre, like I would be pretty scared at first.
Oh, yeah. And I know they're talking about it's amazing when they were talking about the security. And I guess only a small percentage, because I guess the Lou is made up of like two or three buildings, it looks like.
Yeah,
And they talked about the camera coverage, and the camera coverage is only about, I think they were saying somewhere between 60 and 75% of each building does not have camera coverage.
yeah.
One, shocking. And two, I don't know if that's something I would want to share personally, but
They're like, just so you know, this is a total blind spot for us. And then I've never seen the movie The Da Vinci Code, but that's filmed there. And then there's a few other like famous movie scenes that have been there. But it really is like a modern day. I mean, everyone's saying it's definitely like an Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12 type situation of just a heist that gets pulled off, and everything has to be like riding the basket up into smashing the glass. Like it has to be perfect, like every second, for this to
oh
happen.
yeah. I think the biggest thing that surprised me, obviously them being able to get in there and pull off what they did, but when you think about how much money, as far as valuables are in those buildings, it's stunning that they don't have better security. It's shocking.
Yeah, I know.
So
So, I mean, yeah, it's pretty unbelievable.
it really is, but wow. Either they're gonna pull off the greatest heist and never get caught, or we'll find out who they are pretty soon. Because I personally think that if this goes on for about, I don't know, a few weeks to a month, I don't think it's very likely they'll find these people. And I could be wrong. I could be totally.
Yeah, I totally. And of course, if you get the chance to visit it, if anyone does, it's very pretty. But I have to admit too, I am like not the most. I'm kind of, I don't want to say dumb, but I'm like a simple girl, and and so being there, I was like, amazing, like art. That's so cool. And I do love art a lot, but I feel like especially old historic stuff is kind of lost on me. I feel like I'm definitely like a new soul where I need stuff to be like pink and shiny. And uh when I was watching it, I'm like, I really feel idiotic for like not seeing what I think a lot of people see. So
No, 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 no. Well, talk about idiotic. This is an interesting story. Actress Kristen Bell um, made a disturbing post on Instagram.
oh my god.
Do you know who Kristen Bell is?
Yep, I sure do.
Okay. This is interesting. Actress Kristen Bell received widespread backlash for a tone deaf Instagram post celebrating her 12th wedding anniversary with her husband, Dax Shepard. The post was called disturbing and insensitive because it referenced domestic violence, especially as it was shared during Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Now, the post itself, and this is really shocking that she did this, but the post itself was posted on Saturday, October 18th. Bell shared a picture of her and Shepard hugging with the caption that quoted her husband. She wrote, Happy 12th anniversary to the man who once said to me, I would never kill you. A lot of men have killed their wives at a certain point. Even though I'm heavily incentivized to kill you, I never would. Is it me? But I mean, I've been with my wife over 30 years. Never once have I been tempted to say something even remotely close to this. But maybe it's me. Maybe maybe I'm out of the way.
Exactly. Okay, this is why I love our show so much, because I feel like, in a good way, I was like, I feel like we're going to have dissenting opinions about this, and I love that. And this is like an example how I think people can like feel differently and still be friends and still get along. We pulled up this Facebook that my boyfriend posted in 2015, where I quoted and I said, "I really can't see you killing me," and I said that to my boyfriend, and it was because, which is so funny, I shared this on my Instagram, and I was like, in honor of Kristen Bell getting canceled. And so, like, I feel, I mean, number one, them as a couple just kind of annoys me for like a multitude of reasons. But number two, I feel like when you're with someone for that long, I feel like I can have a pretty like dark sense of humor with my boyfriend. And sometimes it can get pretty like ridiculous. And people were saying, what I agree with was, this should have just been like a card or something that you share with your close friends, because I think like some couples just do have kind of a very kidding, dark, morose sense of humor, which is fine. But when you're Kristen Bell and like you're like squeaky clean image, and you're on TV shows and you're sponsored by brands and all this kind of stuff, you do have to triple think about what you're doing. Like, you're on a Netflix show right now. So almost from like a PR standpoint, I'm surprised she did this, because she seems to be someone that does try to like keep her image pretty nice. But I don't know, from a couple's point of view, this doesn't really worry me that much, because I feel like I can relate to kind of having like a dark, very like whoa sense of humor with your longtime partner.
So let me ask you this: if your boyfriend posted, "Hey, it's my girlfriend's birthday. I really feel like killing her, but I'm not. I love her anyway."
I mean, honestly, I feel like our friends and family would be like, "We get it, we totally agree with you." But no, I think for me, like in our situation, I was telling Joe, we had just first started dating, and I was like assessing the situation. I'm like, is this man a serial killer? Can I trust him? And I had said, like, I feel like you're not going to kill me. And he thought that was so crazy that someone would say that. But that just goes to show that was like a moment, because it was so weird for someone to say that. But it's sad, but like, and I don't know if you saw this, but in the post, Dateline commented and just said like, clocking this, or we see you, or they commented something very short but like kind of funny. And I think it is sad that like a lot of women have to think about, is this someone that is going to like put my body in a trunk, or like all this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. I think probably the outrage came because it is Domestic Awareness Month. Domestic.
Yeah, I get it, but how many, like, to that point, I didn't know that. Like, I don't think, to me, I'm not looking up the months of like what it is when I'm posting something. You know what I mean? I think she
Hmm.
probably, because I feel like Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds do this all the time, where they say like very sarcastic things about each other, and like I think she probably meant it to come off like, we've been together for so long that we could say like anything, even if it's a little bit dark.
That's true. That's true. The only thing is that if you and I said it, no one would really care. But when you're someone like Kristen Bell,
Mm-hmm.
if she sneezes the wrong way, it hits headlines. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, which she normally doesn't. I feel like she has like, of all the people, she definitely has like one of the top images in Hollywood. Like, people think that she's very like sweet, and I mean, she might be in real life, I don't know, but like, I think she has like a very. This is the only thing I could think of that I remember where she's gotten like really badly canceled. Whereas her husband, people don't really like he's very polarizing, and I think his podcast gets a lot of heat. Um, so yeah, I think I saw it. I'm like, oh my god, and then Jack was like, "Don't you have a quote exactly like that?"
Yeah, that's true. And again, do I think she's serious about it? Of course not. But I think
Right.
I think it was probably just the timing. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know. There's so many things going on each month of the year that I can't keep up either. So
Exactly, exactly. Like, I always talk a lot about food stuff, and I definitely like make fun of myself or whatever. And I feel like someone could be like, "But wait, it's National like Food Disorder Month, or Binge Recovery Month is like September. How dare you talk about stuff?" And I'm like, okay, like I'm not looking up the calendar year. Um, I do think the part that is weird too is the whole like him saying I'm incentivized to kill you. That's a little weird.
That was a little surprising.
Yeah, I think like I get what she's doing because I feel like I get the dark whatever sense of humor, but I feel like it could have been written in like a funnier, less like direct sort of way.
I agree. I agree. So I would say to people, don't cancel her. Just look at it what it was. It was just a little cute thing between a couple, and I don't think there's any more than that. So
Yeah, and there's certain senses of humor where like with couples too, where they're like my idiot, and so I think they just seem like they're one of them.
that is so true.
Well, the next one, someone that is very violent, is Danny the gorilla at the San Diego Zoo, where he recently cracked the glass on the barrier. 10-year-old Denny broke one of 3 layers of protective glass at the zoo's Lost Forest gorilla habitat, and people got it on camera, of course. And so, he was slamming the glass. There was people there. They weren't really taunting him at the, from what the video looked like. They weren't, going extra hard at like teasing him or taunting him. But he didn't fully bust it through, but it seems like if he was left to his own devices, it seemed like very quickly he could have gotten through it. And then you would have a loose male gorilla on the loose. The zoo behavioral experts were saying it's common for male gorillas, especially in adolescence, to express these types of behaviors, just like teenage boys, like bursts of energy, charging, dragging items, or running sideways are all natural for a young male. The zoo said that the breached panel was composed of 3 layers of tempered glass. And so obviously, it brings up a whole thing of just having them in captivity. Is it like a sad life for them? Is it not? The San Diego Zoo is really beautiful, and it's definitely like one of the only zoos I've been at where I don't feel bad for the animals because like their habitats seem very similar to the wild, and it's like a gorgeous, gorgeous zoo. But I thought this was crazy. Like, what would you do if you were at the zoo and a male gorilla just started like busting through the glass?
Yeah, but like, okay, it's time to walk now.
Exactly. I'm like, okay, we're gonna go get lunch.
I don't know. I mean, I get what they're saying. It's safe. It's multi-glass. I get all that, but I would not be very comfortable seeing this big, I don't know, 500,000 pound animal coming at you,
I
cracking the
know.
glass in front of you. Like, yeah, I'm not going to sit there and find out if that glass is going to hold or not.
I know. And that is sad because it's like in the wild, they may like it is a teenager, it's growing, so he may be like hitting a rock or in the wild that might be totally fine. Where if like he's mad about something or whatever, it's totally fine for him to like hit a tree or do whatever. So I don't know. I it is kind of sad, and I feel like a lot of animals just reach their breaking point where it must be crazy, like having humans being on display every minute and like having people tease you through the window and just look at you. I feel like even if they're not a human, that's going to make any animal like just feel very aggro after a while.
I would love to see what the people were doing at the time. And the reason why I say that
Yeah.
is that even though it does happen from time to time, you kind of wonder, well, why isn't it happening all the time? So, in other words, is someone like messing with them on the other side that's teasing them to make them react that way?
Yes, yes. I feel like the gorillas do get a bad rap because remember, I mean, not even a bad rap, but they're set up for not success because like people's children fall in, and like I just feel like you have these creatures and we're keeping them in captivity, and then these things happen, and then hopefully they said he'll be cared for behind the scenes. I'm like, oh god, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna get him on like a antidepressant or like who knows what they're gonna do. They would never hurt him. I'm sure they're like taking care of him, but yeah, I just thought that was interesting.
It is. And the sad part about it is, you know, apes and gorillas, they're very close to humans um,
Yeah,
as far as genes and everything else. And, you know, they may understand that they're in captivity, which means that,
I
just
know.
like a human would be depressed in that type of
Mm.
situation, who's to say that they can't be depressed either, angry, that they're trapped?
Yeah, I think the article also said that his brother, 10-year-old Denny's brother, died of like a cardiac event too. So
Oh,
like
wow, really?
yeah. So all signs are pointing to like that they might be stressed and just weird. And I also wonder, like, say if he did break through the glass, who's to say that he wouldn't? I mean, I wouldn't be around to find out, but who's to say that he wouldn't just run and be like, "Okay, I'm hugging you." Maybe he's just trying to get to us to like give us a high five or something.
You know the scary part about what you said? There's going to be that one idiot that is going to try and hug him if he got through.
I know, because I wonder what they would do. Like, are they about to rip your head off? Or are they about to like scoop you up like a baby? Like, I have no clue.
I'm with you. I'm not going to stand there and find out, but
Exactly, I'm not going to find out. But yeah, like we'll keep an eye on that.
yes, we will. Yes, we will. And hopefully, like I said, when you go out to see the animals in the zoo, I just hope that people understand that don't tease them, don't make fun of them, don't aggravate them like that.
Yeah, I know. I am not a mom, but I feel like if I was, that would be one of the first things I would teach my kid is like respect to animals and not banging on the glass. It's always crazy when I'm at the zoo and I see a mom or a dad just like letting that happen, and especially parents that is a whole other episode we could talk about, but like parents that dangle their kids in front of enclosures and everything.
This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on lrodtvnetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on lrodtvnetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to lrodtvnetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.
Yes, I totally agree. Now this next topic, this is why you should not be running your mouth when you're drunk. Okay. Nurse Crystal Tadlock was arrested for a DUI and was dumb enough to say in the back of a squad car to the police officer, said that told the officer that if he came to her hospital, she would let him die.
Oh my God.
I wish I was making this up, but no, I did. I'm not. It says here that Texas ICU nurse, that's kind of scary. She works in an intensive care unit. ICU nurse Crystal Tadlock was fired from her position at Memorial Hermann Greater Heights Hospital after she was arrested for DWI and told police officers, if you come through my hospital, don't worry, I'll let you die.
What the heck?
So, upon the response from the hospital is, upon learning of the incident, Memorial Hermann suspended and then terminated Tadlock. The hospital released a statement saying they take such matters very seriously and that they said that the safety and privacy of their patients is their top priority. There's a lot I can say on this here. What do you think, Mel?
Yeah. I mean, we talk about like a PR nightmare. They definitely had some cleaning up to do. And I mean, in this day and age, do you think she actually meant that, or do you think she was just like kind of saying it in the heat of the moment?
I think she was drunk, talking crazy.
Yeah.
But everything about it is in that position. Even if she's saying it in a joking way, she can actually make that happen. That's what's scary.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's very scary. And I mean, I've heard so many horror stories too. If you hear these like stories of like slowly and nurses like putting poison into 50 different people at the hospital, or we've heard that a bunch of times of just poisoning people left and right. And I just think it's I think if anyone says stuff like that, we have to take it 1,000,000% as like a real threat, even if they are drunk.
I totally agree with you. And when you work in that type of position, even drunk, it kind of makes you wonder, do you really feel this way sometimes when you're handling patients?
Yeah, I know. And just something, even saying that, I think should be like dismissal, because it's like you don't want to find out if they really, even joking, it's just like, nope.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, and actually, it's amazing that she was arrested for DWI because the thing that's amazing right now in the era of Uber and Lyft, there should be zero reason to ever drive drunk. It really should be.
Yeah. Yep. Have you ever had like a healthcare practitioner that you're kind of like, I don't think I'm going to go to you anymore?
Oh, I've definitely had some of those. Oh yeah,
Really?
yeah. I mean, they didn't say anything as crazy as that, but you ever have a person wait on you? It could be anything. It could be at a restaurant, store, whatever. And the person that's waiting on you makes it very clear they really don't want to be at work today.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm like, why are you making noises? You're like, you drove to work and you signed up for this. I had a dentist growing up that like he'd be like doing in my mouth and he'd be saying like, God, I wish I became a golfer instead, or like he would actively say things about how he hated his job, and I would have to just be like, and I would always, I don't think he would poison me, but I always just felt like I don't feel safe with this person, like whatever, like up in my mouth.
So he's saying all these things while he's, playing with drills and everything in your mouth.
Yeah, he would always like sigh and be like, "Ugh," like, and he'd make the noises. And finally, I told my mom, like, come sit in on this and just watch. And she was like, he just has a gruff personality, but I feel like he would be someone that if he was drunk, it would start coming out, like how much he hates his patients and like how he could like use laughing gas on me and everything.
Yeah, that would make me a little nervous as well too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just like you getting ready to go into an operation, and the surgeon comes in and checks on you, and as he walks away, I hate my job.
Yeah, yeah, I'm getting off the table, and I'm like, that's it.
So you wouldn't trust him to operate on you?
No, no, I'd be like, I think I'm gonna reschedule the surgery for a different day. Even if we're like mid incision, I'd be like, I think I'm good, thank you.
I don't blame you, but it's amazing when people. To me, I think alcohol is a truth serum because people
Yeah.
always say, "Well, it was the alcohol talking." No, it wasn't. The alcohol gave you the courage to say what you normally wouldn't say.
Yes. I just was talking about this with a friend too. She was somewhere and she had one of like the girls there got really drunk and then she started being really mean to like a person that was working with them.
Oh
And I
wow.
was like, I feel like there's not enough alcohol in the world that would make me like start to be mean to people. Like I would be sloppy, I'll cry, I'll like fight with my boyfriend, but like I think if someone's treating people really poorly or making threats like that,
Mhm.
that is like how they feel deep down inside. The alcohol is just bringing it out.
Yep, I totally agree.
Wow. Well, uh, I will not be going to her in any. Okay. Well, another happy zoo slash whatever story. This one's a good one. A T-shirt worn by Taylor Swift sparks a $2 million windfall for sea otters. Northern California Aquarium, the Monterey. Also, I feel like today, and if anyone agrees, I am being very annoying about like the Monterey Aquarium is really nice, but I'm like, shut up! I've already said like I've gone to the Louvre, I've gone to the San Diego's, and everyone's like, we get it, but like I don't know why, but today it just happens to be places I've been. But anyway, I understand that I'm annoying. A Northern California aquarium has raised more than $2 million for sea otter conservation in just 2 days. All it took was Taylor Swift wearing a vintage T-shirt. Now it's so cute. So she wore a T-shirt showing two otters floating on their back in one of her like rehearsal videos. It was a release party that a movie for her new album, The Life of a Showgirl, and it showed her being very cute behind the scenes, just like in that T-shirt. So of course, people were like, "If Taylor Swift wears it, I want to buy it." And so the aquarium it had gone out of print, and they were like, "Hold on, give us a minute. We're gonna put some new ones in print." And the Swiftie raised, yeah, like $2 million. It's still growing. Um, People were trying, of course, to like outpace the aquarium and make them really like a bootleg version really quickly. But luckily, the Swifties were like, no, we want to wait until we get the real thing. So I think that's super cool. Like, if you like Taylor or not, you should just be happy that this aquarium is raising money for sea otter conservation. And man, that just shows like the power of the Swifties to raise $2 million.
Yes, it is. I mean, the Swifties are a very, very, very loyal group. Let me tell you. So
Mm-hmm.
for Taylor Swift to do something like this, I tip my hat off to her. It's a great thing.
Exactly. On TikTok, I saw some people being like, man, you don't have to like you don't have to love Taylor Swift, but you do have to know that the Swifties have money. Like, they always buy the tickets, and almost in a good way, saying that like Taylor's fans seem to be hardworking and like they have jobs for sure. Because a few other artists, they were like they could put an $8 album out on sale and like no one's buying it because everyone's broke. So I thought this was
Sad
very
but
cute.
true. Sad but true.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought that's a very good story.
That's a great story to end on. So, Meryl, what do you have coming up?
Coming up, I am promoting hard, and if anyone wants to come, San Diego. This is not the gorilla at the San Diego Zoo, but it'll be the same energy where it's October 29th at the La Jolla Comedy Store, and it's a show called Pretty Funny Witches. So it's like normally it's called Pretty Funny Women. It's a monthly show with women, but this one is going to be Halloween themed.
Oh, that's going to be great.
It'll be really fun. So yeah, October 29th.
So you're going to visit Denny the gorilla?
I'm gonna invite him on stage, and if a joke doesn't land, he's just gonna come and beat me up. Not to be Kristen Bell about it, but yeah.
Cool. Sounds like a great show.
Thank you, and you're always so supportive. Thank you so much.
Oh, no problem. Thank you so much. I know one of these days I got to get out there and check out your shows too.
Yeah, yes, please.
Well, for everyone out there, if you're in the area, definitely make sure you go support Meryl, okay? And also, thank you for watching and listening to us. We appreciate your support. Please let everybody know who we are and where to find us. I'm Lawrence Elrod.
And I'm Meryl Climo.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on elrodthenetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on elrodthenetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to elrodthenetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.